Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thought today that I would do the BookTube Newbie Tag. I don't know why that was difficult to say. I've been here for a couple of months now with a few videos, but thought that I should properly introduce myself for any new faces. So I am Jem. I am a disabled Welsh Romantasy author, reader, general chaos demon with ADHD. So welcome to my BookTube. I'm going to answer a few questions, so let's get into it. Question number 1. Why did you start this channel? I've been living in fantasy worlds for as long as I can remember, whether that's writing them, reading them, getting heartbroken over morally grey men with tragic backstories, like us all. And I wanted a space to connect with people who get it. The kind of people who would also marry a vampire, adopt a baby dragon, and argue about slow burn versus insta love, or whether Hermione is a realistic ship. It is. It always is. And if you have any Hermione recs, feel free to give them to me. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Well, first and foremost, if you don't know by now, I am an author, so I can give some behind the scenes tea about how books get made, published, especially indie books, and how annoying it is to do so. Plus, I'm partially sighted, disabled, and a massive fan of strong, messy female characters. So expect chaotic book hauls, spicy quote readings, relatable author breakdowns probably, and the occasional emotional spiral over fictional characters. I'm also a total multi-fandom nerd. I game Final Fantasy as my lifeblood, and Monster Hunter also has my heart. I design tattoos, I draw on the side. I still haven't left my emo phase. It was never a phase. And I'm fully in my K-pop and K-drama era, so don't be surprised if book reviews come with bonus rants, soundtrack recommendations, or a quick crisis over my latest bias. It'll always be Felix and Hyunjin. Always. Stray Kids forever. So yeah, basically BookTube with a side of chaotic creativity and a sprinkle of eyeliner tears. Question number 3. What are you most excited for about this channel? Probably meeting other readers and writers who are just as obsessed with dragons, enemies to lovers, and characters who say don't touch her, really unironically. Also finally having a space where I can yell about books and shamelessly plug my own without judgment. I'm also really excited to push myself out of my comfort zone, so try new things, connect with people who get just as emotionally wrecked over fictional characters as I do. It's honestly taken me years to feel comfortable doing more speaking videos over on TikTok, overcoming body dysmorphia, reaching out to other creators and actually making friends in a bookish space. I even arranged a reader meetup in Cardiff back in February, which was absolutely amazing and a huge milestone for me. Around me close to home, I've got some of the bestest friends in the world, but most of them don't share reading as a hobby. So meeting people who love books the same way I do, that is honestly magic, and I'm really hoping I get to do more of that this year. Question number 4. Why do you love reading? Reading has always been escapism for me, but it's also connection. So feeling seen in a character's flaws, crying over a fictional death like you just lost a best friend, and finding strength in someone else's story. Books raised me, books literally saved my life, and now I write them hoping that my books will do the same for someone else. I actually fell back in love with reading during 2020, which I think is true for a lot of people. COVID gave us this overwhelming need for escapism, and books were a safe space. So it started from Blood and Ash, skipped over to ACTA. They were my gateway back into fiction, and they honestly helped me survive such a difficult time. So I'm really thankful that I found that spark again. Question number 5. What book or series got you into reading? I can't remember exactly what book, but however, it did start with every single scholastic flyer that we got given in school. I very, very, very vividly remember used to taking them home, giving to my mum, and begging for a book. Um, The Enchanted Horse by Magdalena Nab is a story about a rocking horse that comes to life, and the end of it just broke my heart. And I always, always, always remember the front cover. That book just changed my DNA. But obviously, of course, I moved on to Harry Potter. I got the first book when it released when I was 7 years old. That kickstarted my love of fantasy for sure. Question number 6. What questions would you ask your favourite booktubers? I'd ask, how do you manage not to buy every single book you see? It's a struggle. But also, how do you keep on top of content? Asking for a friend. Me. I'm the friend. I just think you sometimes struggle with the ADHD about keeping up to date with content. So I'd love to know that. 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube will be the hardest to overcome? Probably the balance between being an author, being a mum, being a reader, then a booktuber. Please send me tea and time turners. Also, try not to spiral every time a video gets low views. That's been a journey to learn on TikTok, so I need to learn it here. So, as I've said, I've got ADHD. Sticking to a routine is a journey. Consistency really doesn't come natural to me, but one of my big goals this year is to try and focus on that and find a rhythm that obviously works for me and my family without burning myself out or getting distracted by a new game, new K-drama every 5 minutes. Number 8. When did you start reading? I generally can't remember a time I wasn't reading. I literally have pictures of me about 4 years old surrounded by little children's books. And I definitely was that kid who read in the car at night, just catching words every time we drove under a streetlight. So as soon as I could hold a book and understand that dragons were cool. Question number 9. Where do you read? Absolutely everywhere. Sofa, bed, read in the bath, stolen moments between writing sprints, and occasionally, not occasionally, it's every day, in the car while waiting for appointments or on the school run. Number 10. What kind of books do you like to read? Romantasy is definitely my home base. Give me fantasy romance with rich world building, or even epic romantic fantasy, as long as it's got found families, morally grey disasters with a tragic backstory, and I'm all in. I do live for slow burns that make me want to scream, characters who say, "Who did this to you?" like it's a love language, and a plot filled with magic, spice, angst, and just the right amount of heartbreak. I do love a bittersweet book. I have also been branching out lately, especially into contemporary romance, and honestly, some of the books I've read recently have taken me completely by surprise in the best way. There's just something so comforting about modern love stories, whether it's messy, sweet, or absolutely unhinged. If the characters feel real and the emotions hit hard, I'm definitely in. Basically, if a book can make me cry, laugh, kick my feet, giggle like someone unhinged, clutch my chest, at 2 a.m., I am happy. I want to feel something when I read, I want to be completely consumed, and I'm not picky about the genre as long as it gives me that emotional roller coaster. So, which is it? Why it's important to DNF. If you do not like the book, just DNF it. Don't push through. Find a book you love. So there are always bonus points for banter, tension, pining or yearning, and at least one moment that makes me consider throwing a book across the room in a good way. But I won't throw the book. Oh, and if it has dragons, fae, vampire, witches, or any kind of unhinged love interest who's a bit stabby but deeply loyal, instant TBR, no notes. So that is me, a little bit of me. If you love chaotic, romancy vibes, indie books, spicy quotes, and emotionally repressed characters who need therapy, that would be me. You're in the right place. Please, please, please drop your BookTube links in the comments so I can follow you and let me know what book broke you most recently. I need new emotional damage. I'm still recovering from Sunrise on the Reaping. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay magical. Love you all.